You are hope where shadows hide. Every spark the story told. A mystery.
Do you feel that? What is going on? Why are we here? What is this all for? Do you ever feel like you don't belong here? Like you are an outcast? Cast out? That these people are not your people? Well, you are not alone. Take it with a grain of salt. Some modern day scientists suggest that the elements that make up the human body are made up of the same components that stars are made of. Is there any truth to this according to Scripture? Throughout antiquity, mankind has associated stars with humanity. Aside from the obvious horoscopes, we see through the practice of astromedicine suggestions of the zodiac or the grand man in the decumbiture chart, linking constellations to particular parts of the body. The Bible starts off in the beginning with the sun, the moon, and the stars, almost like a celestial family of husband and wife and their children. Star talk is very prevalent in our day and time as well, that many may not be aware of its influence. When we take time to ponder these things, you might say, let's consider the matter. Con meaning with, and sidereal, with respect to different stars. You may have heard the expression Mazzaroth. The Hebrew word for luck is mazel. Mazel is linguistically connected to Mazzalah and Mazzaroth, which are the constellations. To say Mazel Tov is essentially to say, count your lucky stars. Con, meaning with, and stellations, meaning stars, the constellations, move in a circle or a circuit above us. In the movies, we have an actor who is starring in the show. They're the star of the show who performs a stellar performance. Movie industries promote their stars. Cities pollute the skies with man-made lights, making it hard to see the Creator's light. We see the star association in many companies' logos throughout the world. Subaru is the direct translation from Japanese from the Pleiades star cluster M45, or the Seven Sisters, one of whom tradition says is invisible, hence only 6 stars in the Subaru logo. We also have Nissan, which is the birth of the sun. Japan is known as the land of the rising sun. Of course, the car maker Saturn. Even Grok has an image of Saturn for the letter G. Many others make attribution to the stars, to Saturn and other planetary bodies. So why all the star talk? What can the scriptures tell us about who we are in relation to the stars? The Bible gives us an overall thematic story of how all of mankind is in a so-called fallen state, enslaved by sin, that mankind was kicked out of paradise for their disobedience to the Creator. It speaks of redemption, being brought back, restoration, and eventually ascension into the heavens. Life may sometimes feel as if we are on trial, constantly being prosecuted, going through flames of fire, through purification, through hell. It also speaks in angelic terms, where there was at one point rebellion in heaven, where Satan and 1/3 of his angels were kicked out of heaven, cast to earth. Some believe that the fallen angels came to earth and copulated with human women. In Revelation 12, it speaks of the tail of the dragon, that 1/3 of the stars of heaven had been knocked down to the earth. That the huge dragon was hurled down, the ancient serpent called the devil, and Satan, the deceiver of the whole world, was hurled down to the earth, along with his angels. It says that there was no longer a place for them in heaven, that the angels rebelled, that he and his angels were cast out, cast down to earth. It's never really been that clear if the passages in Revelation are a future event of Satan and his angels being cast down, or if this is something that has already happened in the past, before the fall of mankind. There are many theories concerning the topic. But what if these verses could just be a type of literary device used to communicate the overall thematic story? We have this contrast in scriptures of children of light versus children of darkness. Paul says that we were once in darkness, children of disobedience, being held captive by Satan. But now are we children of light. That is our fight. That our fight is not against flesh and blood, but against rulers of darkness, against spiritual wickedness in high places. In Philippians, it says that we are to shine as lights in the world, that you may be blameless and harmless, the sons of Elohim without rebuke, in the midst of a crooked and perverse nation, among whom ye shine as lights in the world. In Genesis 1:15, it says that the purpose of the lights of the heavens is to give light upon the earth. We're often presented with this type of dichotomy of who is actually responsible for the fall. Man sinned, being tempted by the serpent, and was kicked out of paradise. Just like the dragon sinned and was kicked out of heaven. The devil accuses us while we blame the devil. But what if his story, history, was actually our story? His tale was our tale. What if we were the fallen angels sent here for a type of purgatorial refinement, a trial by fire? The ultimate goal is the resurrection, the hope, and the redemption of our bodies. Romans 8:19, for the whole creation is eagerly awaiting the revelation of Yahuwah's children. Because the creation has become subject to futility, though not by anything it did. The one who subjected it did so in the certainty that the creation itself would also be set free from corrupting bondage in order to share the glorious freedom of Elohim's children. For we know that all the rest of creation has been groaning with the pains of childbirth up to this present time. However, not only the creation, but we who have the first fruits of the Spirit also groan inwardly as we eagerly wait the adoption, the redemption of our bodies. Now, this is not to say that we pre-existed as spiritual beings and then were given earth suits, as many erroneously teach. I'm not suggesting that we literally existed up in heaven as angels and fell. But what I'm saying is that this is the type of language used in the Bible as a simile and metaphor to communicate the idea of our position and relationship with the Creator amongst His stars. Mankind first existed in a natural body as indicated in 1 Corinthians 15:46. Ours and the Messiah's only pre-existence was in the mind of the Father. 15:46 says that afterward that which is spiritual. That was not first which is spiritual, but that which is natural. So the natural man came first, and then afterward the spiritual man. The Messiah came after. He is the last Adam, not the first, as many erroneously teach. But that is the hope, that one day we will be resurrected and given a spiritual body. In 1 Corinthians, Paul compares and contrasts our earthly bodies versus the heavenly bodies. In verse 40, he says there are celestial or heavenly bodies, and there are earthly bodies. But the glory of the heavenly is of one kind, and the glory of the earthly is of another. It is sown a natural body. It is raised a spiritual body. There is a natural body, and there is a spiritual body. Our new spiritual bodies are heavenly. They come from heaven above. This is the only way to enter the heavenly realm. There are no flesh and blood creatures in heaven. We must inherit our spiritual bodies in the same vein as the Mashiach. In Genesis 15, Abraham is told to look to the heavens to count the stars, with a promise of his seed being as the multitude of stars. It's a promise that his seed shall be as the stars in multitude. Again, in Genesis chapter 37, we see that Joseph gives a nod to the stars, having a dream about his family being as the stars of heaven, paying homage to him. The sun and the moon being tied to his father Jacob and his mother Rachel, and their children represented as stars, all tying into the Mazzaroth and the 12 tribes as the 12 constellations. Verse 9, and he dreamed yet another dream and told it to his brethren, and said, Behold, I have dreamed a dream more, and behold, the sun and the moon and the 11 stars made obeisance to me. In the book of Judges, we see the kings being referred to as stars fighting from heaven. Judges 5:19 through 20. The kings came, they fought. The kings of Canaan fought at Tanakh by the waters of Megiddo. But they took no spoil of silver. From heaven the stars fought. In their courses they fought Sisera. The kings are fighting from heaven, but they are literally on the earth. In Psalms 147, we see a connection between the outcasts of Israel and the stars that he calls by name, referencing the people as stars. Psalm 147, 2 through 4. Yahuwah builds up Jerusalem. He gathers together the outcast of Yisrael. He heals the broken in heart and binds up their wounds. He tells the number of the stars. He calls them by their names. We are told in Luke that our names are written in heaven, where the stars dwell. Verse 20, chapter 10, notwithstanding, in this rejoice not that the Ruach are subject to unto you, but rather rejoice because your names are written in heaven. The Messiah indicates that his kingdom is not of this world, but is a kingdom from heaven. John 18:36, Yahusha answered, My kingdom is not of this world. If my kingdom were of this world, then would my servants fight, that I should not be delivered to the Yahudim. But now is my kingdom not from hence. The kingdom that we are a part of resides in the heavenly realm, where there's no inheritance of flesh and blood, where no earthly creation exists. Heaven is not a physical place. It has no geographic orientation. We exist as a priestly kingdom from heaven here on earth as its representatives. Isaiah 61 through 3, we see that the people shine like the stars of heaven. He says, Be enlightened, O Jerusalem, for thy light is come, and the glory of Yahweh is risen upon thee. Behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and there shall be gross darkness on the nations. But Yahweh shall appear upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee. And the kings shall walk in thy light, and nations in thy brightness. You see, the New Jerusalem is not in a physical location here on earth, but is made up of believers in the spiritual realm with spiritual bodies. Revelation 3:12, Him that overcomes will I make a pillar in the temple of my Elohim, and he shall go no more out. And I will write upon him the name of my Elohim and the name of the city of my Elohim, which is New Jerusalem, which comes down out of heaven from my Elohim, and I will write upon him my name. So we can see that Yahusha makes us a pillar in the temple, in the New Jerusalem, in the city of his Elohim. It's not physical. The entire book of Revelation is a vision that uses symbols to communicate an idea, a concept. John is revealing the spiritual reality of how the body of believers makes up the New Jerusalem. He shows that the gates are the 12 tribes and the foundations are the 12 apostles, all metaphoric language to communicate the spiritual reality of how the people are the building blocks of Yahuwah's heavenly temple. Revelation 21 verse 2, And I saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming out of heaven from Elohim, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. Each leader from one of the 12 tribes is as an angel. Revelation 21:12. It had a great high wall with 12 gates, and at the gates 12 angels, and on the gates the names of the 12 tribes of the sons of Israel were inscribed. So we see that the gates have 12 angels with 12 names of the tribes. Each angel, each gate being represented by each member of each tribe. Much like the 12 constellations are gates to the heavenly temple, those of us who make up the body of Israel in Mashiach are a part of the Creator's dwelling. God does not dwell in temples made with hands, but rather He dwells amongst His people. He is our refuge. Ezekiel 11:16. Therefore say, Thus says Adonai Yahuwah, although I have cast them far off among the heathen, and although I have scattered them among the countries, yet will I be to them as a little sanctuary in the countries where they shall come. Yahuwah is as a sanctuary for us to dwell in, where He dwells. We are the saints. We share in light with them. Yah sets us apart. We are sanctified. As members of this new city, the heavenly Jerusalem, we share in the kingdom with the saints. Now, religion has confused this. Within Catholicism, a saint has been portrayed as one in communion with God in heaven. In Buddhism, they're considered enlightened ones. But the word saint is kodashim in Hebrew, which means holy or set apart. We have been set apart for a particular mission. There's a type of angelic reference to Yah's people throughout the scriptures. Saints are sanctified. Deuteronomy 32:2-3. And he said, Yahweh came from Sinai and rose up from Seir unto them. He shined forth from Mount Paran, and he came with 10,000s of his saints. From his right hand went a fiery law for them. Yea, he loved the people. All his saints, his kodashim, are in your hand, and they sat down at your feet. Everyone shall receive of your words. So the saints are the 10,000s. They are the kodashim. They are the host, the armies. Again in Jude, we see Jude 1:14 in Chanakh. Also, the seventh from Adam prophesied of these, saying, Behold, Yahweh comes with 10,000s of his saints, the kodashim. The saints are the people. They are the thousands, the ones who make up the army of Yahweh. They are the host of the Lord. He's the Lord of hosts. Exodus 12:41. And it came to pass at the end of 430 years, even the selfsame day, it came to pass that all the hosts of Yahweh went out from the land of Mitzrayim. It was Israel, the host, that came out of Egypt. The Bible uses this angelic heavenly reference of the stars to communicate who we are as angels of light, shining like stars. We see this in Daniel as well, chapter 8, verse 10. And it waxed great, even to the host of heaven, and it cast down some of the host and of the stars to the ground, and stomped upon them. Verse 18 of chapter 7. But the saints of the Most High shall receive the kingdom, and possess the kingdom forever, forever and ever. The saints, the host, are all correlated with stars. To see the stars falling from heaven is a reference to people and not necessarily a physical star. Daniel chapter 12, verses 2-3. And many of those who sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt. And those who are wise shall shine like the brightness of the heavens above, and those who turn many to righteousness like the stars forever and ever. We are the real stars when we shine forth Yah's light. When we understand this language used in the scriptures, it helps us to realize who we are, who angels are, and will keep us from believing in fairy tales. An angel is a messenger for the king. They're malachim. Messengers deliver a message. They tell a story. This is not to say that there are no angelic beings, but I'm just showing how that these connections between us and the angels and how the Bible uses this correlation. Stars also deliver a message and tell a story of redemption in the heavens. Psalms 19, 1-3. The heavens enumerate the glory of Yahweh, and the expanse show his handiwork. Day unto day utters speech, and night unto night shows knowledge. There is no speech nor language where their voice is not heard. As saints, as priests, we are to keep the Torah and deliver the message of the good news of restoration back to its original intent. Malachi 2:7, for the priest's lips should guard knowledge, and they should seek the Torah at his mouth. For he, the priest, is the angel of Yahuwah of hosts, Yahuwah Sevuoth. As angel messengers, being priest of Yahuwah, we guard knowledge, and knowledge comes from above. It's in the Torah. We seek it day and night. Our existence is all about returning to its original intent. The thematic story from a heavenly perspective is that angels from heaven were kicked out. From the earthly perspective, mankind was kicked out of paradise. So either we're their replacements, or that is just another way of communicating the overall thematic story, and we are in some kind of trial period here on earth, given a chance to repent and to return to since before the foundation of the earth. We need to view the scriptures from a galactic heavenly perspective. Just think about it. There was a fall, and the hope is that there will one day be an ascension. Matthew 13:41-43. The Son of Man will send his angels, and they will gather out of his kingdom all causes of sin and all lawbreakers, and throw them into the fiery furnace. In that place there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Then the righteous will shine like the sun in the kingdom of their Father. He who has ears, let him hear. Mashiach, he sends forth his angels to deliver the good news of redemption. As ambassadors for him, we gather the nations and seek for those willing to answer the call. Yahusha speaks in this mystery heavenly language about giving us a star. Revelation 2:28. Just as I have received authority from my Father, I will also give him the morning star. The angels of Revelation are leaders of the churches. The priests are being given a message to deliver to the churches. Revelation 1:20. The mystery of the 7 stars which you saw in my right hand and the 7 golden menorahs. The 7 stars are the angels of the 7 called out assembly, the churches. And the 7 menorahs which you saw are the 7 called out assemblies. Chapter 2, verse 1. Unto the angel of the called out assembly of Ephesus write, these things says he that holds the 7 stars in his right hand, who walks in the midst of the 7 golden menorahs. So we see that the 7 stars are the angels of the churches, the priests, the ones delivering the message, who hold knowledge, who keep the Torah. Yahusha walks in the midst of the 7 churches, which are symbolized as a menorah, which are lights used for lighting up the temple. That's the purpose of the menorah. Just as the stars in heaven above light up Yah's heavenly temple above. So what about the remnant? We saw in Revelation that 1/3 of the dragon's tail was cast out of heaven. Is there a connection to this being the remnant of Yisrael? Zechariah 13:7, Arise, sword, against my shepherd, against the mighty one who is related to me, declares Yahweh of heavenly armies. Strike the shepherd, and the sheep will be scattered, and I will turn against the insignificant ones. It will come about in all of the land, declares Yahweh, that 2/3 of the people living there will die, but 1/3 will survive, who will live there. And I will bring that surviving third through, testing them as if through fire, purifying them like silver, assaying them like gold. They will call on my name, and I will answer them. I will say, This is my people, and they will say, Yahweh Eloheh. We're in this trial period here on earth. 2 Peter talks about false prophets among the people and correlates the angels being cast down and bound in chains of darkness, being reserved unto judgment. 2 Peter 2:1. But there were false prophets also among the people, even as there shall be false teachers among you, who privately shall bring in damnable heresies, even denying Yahuwah that bought them, and bring upon themselves swift destruction. Then verse 4, For if Elohim did not spare the angels when they sinned, but cast them into Tartaru, into hell, and committed them to chains of gloomy darkness to be kept until the judgment. Tartaru is just an expression for the deepest depths of hell, where they are reserved for judgment, in the grave. It's not literal. As we were once children of darkness, we were bound by sin, by chains of gloomy darkness, appointed to death and then judgment. Hebrews 9:27. And just as it is appointed for man to die once, and after that comes judgment. Acts 24:15. And have hope towards Yahweh, which they themselves also allow, that there shall be a resurrection of the dead, both of the just and the unjust. You see, during Noah's day, it says that Yah saw the wickedness of man, and the earth was flooded because of man's sin, not because of heavenly angels that sinned. Genesis 6:5. And Yahweh saw the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. Mankind was continually evil. It wasn't about the angels. We see in Isaiah how the king of Babylon is referred to as the Shining One, a star who seeks to ascend to heaven on his own, lifting himself up to the heavens, much like that in the Tower of Babel, who wanted to ascend to the heavens. In Isaiah 14:12-13, How you are fallen from heaven, O Hallel, Lucifer, son of the day star morning. How you are cut down to the ground, which did weaken the nations. For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of heaven. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. The king of Babylon represents those who have fallen, and is the antithesis of all that is good. At the time that this was written in Isaiah, the king of Babylon was invading Jerusalem and sought to overthrow the temple. He wanted to put his throne above the stars of heaven, the people of Israel. When mankind lifts themselves up with pride in their hearts, they will be brought low. They are as fallen stars. Obadiah 1:3-4. The pride of your heart has deceived you. You that dwell in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that says in his heart, Who shall bring me down to the ground? Though you exalt yourself as the eagle, as though you set your nest among the stars, thence I will bring you down, says Yahweh. Luke chapter 10:14-15. But it will be more bearable in the judgment for Tyre and Sidon than for you. And you, Capernaum, will you be exalted to heaven? You shall be brought down to Hades. Verse 17. Then the 70 returned with joy, saying, Master, even the demons submit to us in your name. And Yahushua said to them, I was watching Satan fall like lightning from heaven. When we stand on Yah's word, we trample the serpents and scorpions that nip at our heels trying to trip us up. We must recognize who we are. This heavenly angelic language is referenced all throughout scriptures, correlating the sons of Yah with angels and stars. Psalm 89, 4-7. Your seed will I establish forever and build up your throne to all generations. And the heavens shall praise your wonders. O Yahweh, your faithfulness also in the assembly of the saints. For who in heaven can be compared unto Yahweh? Who among the sons of El can be likened unto Yahweh? El is greatly to be feared in the assembly of the saints, and to be had in reverence above all of them that are about him. Many will try to make the Mashiach Elohim in the flesh, but it says here, which of the sons of El can be likened to him? The Mashiach is the firstfruits from the dead, leading the way for the restoration of Yah's creation. We too follow in his stead at the resurrection. Mark 12:25, for when they rise from the dead, they neither marry nor are given in marriage, but are as the angels in heaven. Luke 20:36, for they cannot die any more, because they are equal to angels, and are sons of Elohim, being sons of the resurrection. The angels, mankind, fell, and will be restored fully at the resurrection, being born again from the grave, not of corruptible seed from Adam, but resurrected by the incorruptible Word, our Mashiach, who will raise us up. 1 John 3:1-2. See what kind of love the Father has given to us, that we should be called the children of Elohim. So we are. The reason why the world does not know us is that it did not know him. Beloved, we are Elohim's children now. Now are we Elohim's children. And what we will be has not yet appeared, but we know that when he appears, we shall be like him, because we shall see him as he is. We are sons of Elohim, sons of light, as the Messiah showed us. John 9:5, as long as I am in the world, I am the light of the world. Matthew 5:14, ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid. As the lights light up the heavenly temple, we shine forth from a city, not known or seen by the naked eye. We shine light in darkness and bring forth righteous judgment. 1 Corinthians 6:3, do you not know that we are to judge angels? How much more then matters pertaining to this life? The word Elohim is not explicit to just the divine creator, but is also understood as judges. We are to be as gods, or rather righteous divine judges. Psalms 82:1, 5-8. Elohim stands in the assembly of the El. He judges among the Elohim. Those who ignore and reject Yah's word are guided in darkness. They know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course. I said, you are gods, you are Elohim, sons of the Most High Elohim, all of you. Nevertheless, like men you shall die, and fall like any prince. Arise, O Elohim, judge the earth, for you shall inherit all the nations. Mankind was created in Yah's image. Yahushua was that perfect reflection of Yah's character carried out in the flesh. We are to treat others as if they are angels sent from heaven, because we are all in this together. Hebrews 13:2. Do not neglect to show hospitality to strangers, for thereby some have entertained angels unaware. 1 Timothy 5:21. I charge you before Elohim and the Adonai Yahushua HaMashiach and the elect angels, that ye observe these things without preferring one before another, doing nothing by partiality. Those who are disobedient are contrasted with fallen angels. We see this connotation here in Jude chapter 1, verses 4 through 6. For there are certain men crept in unawares, who were before of old ordained to this condemnation, wicked men, turning the grace of our Elohim into lasciviousness, and denying the only Adonai Elohim and our Adonai Yahushua HaMashiach. I will therefore put you in remembrance, though ye once knew this, how that Yahweh, having saved the people out of the land of Mitzrayim, afterward destroyed them that believed not. And the angels which did not guard their first estate, but left their own habitation, he has reserved in everlasting chains under darkness unto the judgment of the great day. After Israel left Egypt, there were those that rose up against Moshe and rebelled. These certain wicked men were men of Korah. They rejected their inheritance, their first estate, and their household, their habitation. Their house was brought down to Sheol, to the grave. We see this in Numbers 16:32 through 33. And the earth opened its mouth and swallowed them up with their households, their habitation, and all the people who belonged to Korah, and all their goods. So they and all that belonged to them went down alive into Sheol, and the earth closed over them into chains of under darkness, and they perished from the midst of the assembly. These men are as fallen angels, as wandering stars. Keep reading in Jude, verse 11. Woe unto them, for they have gone in the way of Canaan, and ran greedily after the error of Balaam for reward, and perished in the gainsaying of Korah. These are spots in your feasts of love, when they feast with you, feeding themselves without fear. Clouds they are without water, carried about of winds. Trees whose fruit withers without fruit, twice dead, plucked up by the roots. Raging waves of the sea, foaming out of their own shame. Wandering stars, to whom is reserved the blackness of darkness forever. And Canuck also, the seventh from Adam, prophesied of these, saying, Behold, Yahweh comes with 10,000s of his saints, the Kodashim, to execute judgment upon all, and to convince all that are wicked among them of all their wicked deeds which they have wickedly committed, and of all their hard speeches which wicked sinners have spoken against him. In the book of Enoch, which is also a vision, much like the book of Revelation, we see more of this linkage between Yah's people and the stars. Enoch chapter 43. I beheld another splendor in the stars of heaven. I observed that he called them all by their respective names, and that they heard. In a righteous balance I saw that he weighed out their light, the amplitude of their places, and the day of their appearance, and their conversation. Splendor produced splendor, and their conversion was into the number of the angels and of the faithful. Then I inquired of the angel who proceeded with me, and explained to me the secret things. What their names were, he answered, a similitude of those has Yahweh of spirits shown you. They are names of the righteous who dwell upon earth, and who believe in the name of the Lord of spirits forever and ever. So he talks, the stars are named as the angels, the righteous who dwell upon the earth. Our habitation and dwelling was supposed to be with Yahweh amongst the stars of heaven. To sin and be disobedient is to fall from heaven, to forfeit our inheritance, our estate. Psalm 148:3, Praise ye him, sun and moon, praise him, all ye stars of light. Through Mashiach this has been restored, Ephesians 2:6. And he has raised us up together and made us to sit together in the heavens, in Mashiach Yahusha. This is fully realized at the resurrection of the just. 1 Corinthians 15:49. Just as we have borne the image of the man of dust, we shall also bear the image of the heavenly. Ephesians 4:9-10. Now that he ascended, what is it but that he also descended first into the lower parts of the earth? He that descended into the grave is the same also that ascended up far above all heavens, that he might fill all things. We as mankind were as stars in the heaven above, lifted up and exalted by Yah alone. As mankind rejected Yah's word and lifted his own heart and made his own way, it left us in a fallen state away from our Creator, like as stars fallen from heaven. But praise be to Yah, he had a plan and executed that plan in showing us who we are in Mashiach and how we will one day ascend back to the Father, claim our star to shine as brilliant light simply because of his goodness, not ours. The Bible uses this poetic language to communicate a concept of our standing and position with the Father of lights, in whom there is no darkness nor shadow of turning. Second Baruch 51. And it came to pass, when the appointed day has gone by, then shall the aspect of those who are condemned be afterwards changed, and the glory of those who are justified. For the aspect of those who now act wickedly shall become worse than it is, as they shall suffer torment. Also, as for the glory of those who have now been justified in my Torah, who have had understanding in their life, and who have planted in their heart the root of wisdom, then their splendor shall be glorified in changes, and the form of their face shall be turned into the light of their beauty, that they may be able to acquire and receive the world which does not die, which is then promised to them. For over this, above all, shall those who come then lament, that they rejected my Torah and stopped their ears, that they might not hear wisdom or receive understanding. When therefore they see those over whom they are now exalted, but who shall then be exalted and glorified more than they shall respectively be transformed, the latter into the splendor of angels, and the former shall yet more waste away in wonder at the visions and in the beholding of the forms. For they shall first behold and afterwards depart to be tormented. But those who have been saved by their works, and to whom the Torah has been now a hope and understanding and expectation and wisdom a confidence, shall wonders appear in their time. For they shall behold the world which is now invisible to them, and they shall behold the time which is now hidden from them. And time shall no longer age them, for in the heights of the world shall they dwell, and they shall be made like unto the angels, and be made equal to the stars. And they shall be changed into every form they desire, from beauty into loveliness, and from light into the splendor of glory. For there shall be spread before them the extents of paradise, and there shall be shown to them the beauty of the majesty of the living creatures, which are beneath the throne, and all the armies of the angels who are now held fast by my word, lest they should appear, and are held fast by a command, that they may stand in their place till their advent comes. Amen and amen. Praise Yah for his goodness and mercy. He truly has preserved his people, and eye has not seen nor ear has heard what he has in store for us. Don't lose hope, brothers and sisters, for the day is near. I pray that this study has blessed you, and I pray that you will do your part in the kingdom and share this to the beloved. Please leave a like and a comment so that I know you are there. Love you. Shalom to you and yours.
Shining like a star, piercing through the endless shadows